I, 24M, picked my brother, 18M, and his friends up after his car broke down and somehow he is mad at me. My brother, 18M, his girlfriend and his buddy broke down about an hour from their school, and from where I live, and he called me. He tried to get it started, nothing. I asked him about his insurance company's roadside assistance. He said he opted not to add it when he got the insurance for his car, and I spent about 2 to 3 minutes telling him what a thoughtless decision that was. He asked me if I could send an Uber to get them. An Uber in the area to take them back to school would be $80. I checked and that doesn't solve the issue of the car on the side of the road. I have a newborn, I am newly married and cannot spend $80 on an Uber. I told him not to get out of the car again, lock the doors and just stay put until I get there. I got there, checked it out myself, couldn't get it started and told him he needed to call a tow truck. He asked if I could get a tow truck for him, i.e. pay for it. Told him his best bet was to call Dad, who would chew him out a bit but ultimately would take care of it. He called our dad, who was furious that he didn't get roadside assistance but called the tow truck. We waited almost an hour for the truck. Before they got in my car, I asked everyone to put their mask on and my brother looked at me like I was asking a lot of them. Only when bro's girlfriend pulled her mask up did he and his friend follow suit. Drove them the hour back to school. My brother said he felt stupid riding in the backseat of my car and that I made him feel like a little kid in front of his friends because I asked them to put their masks on. He was also pissed that I made him call Dad to basically bail him out. How can I get him to understand that I wasn't making any conscious effort to be the unreasonable, tight-ass older brother? If you spent hours of your precious, and probably sleep-deprived, time to help him and he doesn't get it, he probably won't anytime soon. You can't. He'll grow up in time. You didn't do anything wrong. But he's a teenager trying to look cool in front of his friends. I think this will blow over. If not, then tell him don't expect you to come save his ass next time. 18-year-olds are idiots. Give him some time and he will see differently. If he wants to be treated as an adult, then he should start acting like one. He, 27, blocked me, 30, after asking about his ick. I feel embarrassed even asking here. This is like teenage stuff. My BF is just recently like this. I will say before it's the first anniversary of his dad's death in 2 days. But I don't think that has anything to do with this. But he wasn't replying all day to me. He has an IG which he doesn't let me see. He has me blocked on it. But he says he isn't using that anymore. So he created a new one, which does follow me and I can see and he can see etc. But today I saw his old one, which he swears he doesn't use, has a new profile pic, bio, and a few more followers/followed. I just sent a screenshot to him just like, but you have time to update a profile you don't use. And then he replies finally on WhatsApp just, I'll ignore this if you start anything I'll block you. And I go, start what? I'm just asking why you made a big deal out of your new one when you're hiding your old one still. And then said okay bye. Speak next week and he blocked me. This is just so dumb. I don't know what to do next. It's not even a big thing but I don't understand why he has to hide this secret account now that he says he doesn't use. Instead of just saying, oh yeah I'm using this one now, I'll add you on this. Is he hiding something or what? I'm mentally tired. What's the relationship between you? What is your goal here? And yeah, he is obviously hiding something. I swear to God girl, if you do not dump his ass, why the fuck would you want to stay with a man like that? I would go ballistic lamau. Fuck him! Exclamation mark. Tell that bitch boy bye and move on. Plenty of fish in the sea. Thank you. I've just blocked everything, changing passwords, cancelling cards etc. Good partners don't blatantly block their partners from parts of their life. He's acting like a child. I'd move on and not give him another thought. He's stringing you along. He made the new account that you have access to, in the hopes you wouldn't see what he was saying or doing in regards to other potential love interests on the other. He also wants to make sure that none of these potential love interests know he has a partner, and if you had access to the account you'd be able to post or comment on it as his partner, hence ruining his chances to pursue other relationships behind your back. He got caught and now he's gaslighting you by trying to make you feel like you've done something wrong. This is major red flag material. If I were you, I'd ghost his ass, block him on everything including your personal phone, and never talk to him again. This is what I think. Maybe it just needs to sink in properly. I could wait until he unblocks and then give an ultimatum, but what is that going to achieve? A stupid as fucking account is doing this, so obviously hiding something. You're totally right, frown. My 25F best friend, 25F, had an arranged marriage and I'm really worried about her. During the lockdown, my best friend Amber had an arranged marriage. We've known each other since nursery, so I've learnt a lot about her culture over the years and know this is common in their culture and her family. I also know Amber said she didn't think she wanted an arranged marriage, but she would probably do it for her mum's sake. Over the past 4 years, her family have introduced her to a lot of potential husbands, and from what she told me the majority were awful. Her grandfather was really impatient for her to agree because she kept turning them down, and her uncles would make comments about how no one will want her if she got too old. So about 2 years ago she mentioned Daniel. She sent me pictures of him and asked what I thought of him, and objectively he was very good looking. We joked a lot about there probably being something wrong with him if he wanted an arranged marriage. They went on a few dates before Amber told her family she didn't want to marry him. She told me he had a very domineering personality and seemed to have a set plan on what he expected his life to look like, and she didn't think she could fit into that plan. Her family were pissed because Daniel's family are incredibly wealthy and well connected, so her marrying him would have been an advantage for the whole family. Fast forward to last July and Amber sends me a message telling me she was going to marry Daniel in a week after not mentioning him since telling her family no. She said the decision was really rushed, but it made sense. Honestly, it sounded like she was trying to convince herself more than me that it was a good idea. I asked her if she was sure and if she needed help, but she laughed it off and said it was fine. Then she apologized for not being able to invite me to the wedding because of the lockdown rules. We spoke a lot over the week, but she always avoided talking about her upcoming wedding. I mentioned my concerns to our other friends, and they all dismissed them and claimed I was disrespecting her culture. They said she was probably just nervous. So, after the wedding, Amber slowly starts pulling away from our friendship group. She doesn't join in the weekly video chats anymore and barely responds to my texts. In September she joined our other friend's birthday celebration. Everyone asks her about how her married life is going, and she avoided the question and only gives basic answers before changing the subject. At one point she got really flustered when Daniel walked in and asks her what she was doing. She introduces him to everyone but quickly got off the chat when he left. We work at the same place and she's always been very passionate about our job and absolutely loves it. She ended up quitting in October and I found out through our supervisor. When I asked her about it, she said that since Daniel traveled a lot, he wanted her to come with him so working wouldn't work out with his unpredictable schedule. I grilled her about giving up on her dreams and career goals, but she kept saying it didn't matter anymore. She also said she never wanted to be a housewife or a doormat like her family treated her mum, but it looks like that's the path she's headed towards. I also found out through another friend that she's pregnant and she doesn't think Daniel is very happy about it. I'm honestly worried about her. Before she married him, she said she would never want to marry someone who wouldn't support her career, but now she's just suddenly quit. She's also increasingly pulling away from me and I'm scared he's trying to isolate her from her friends. The friends we have from the same culture think I should mind my own business and say this is normal, but they've all had arranged marriages and none of them were this sudden or there was such a dramatic change in them. I want to help make sure she's safe, but I don't know what to do. What can I do to support her and make sure she's happy? I would go visit, but we're in lockdown again and it's against the rules. I also have no idea where she lives anymore and she avoided the question when I asked. Please help me help my friend. Too long, didn't read. My best friend suddenly had an arranged marriage to a man she previously told me and her family she didn't want to marry due to his dominant personality. Ever since she's been slowly pulling away from me / our friendship group and has quit her job because he wanted her to. I'm worried about her and want to make sure she's safe and happy. How do I do that without overstepping or putting her in danger? All you can do is bluntly tell her you're worried, and tell her you're there if she is unsafe and needs an escape plan. You have to keep in mind that she is an adult, and she has a right to make whatever decisions she chooses, even if they seem like they make her unhappy. She still gets to make that choice. If you uncover evidence, at any point, that this child is in danger, immediately document it and report it. This is tough. I heard of situations where women escaped abusive cultures and marriages, but I also unfortunately know women who got dissolved in a married life. I'm sorry, but the first thing you need to accept is that this is not your life and not your choice to make. It's hers. You have to accept it. Now, try to meet with her one-on-one, without other friends and her husband. Try to make it a long meeting. If you think she is being isolated, make up some emergency, or lie about a situation. Anything it takes to be with her alone for at least 30 minutes. Then, explain your concerns, but don't push her. Don't make her get defensive. Tell her that if this is what she wants, you will support her. She is an adult. Adults often distance themselves from friends. Tell her that if she ever needs to get out, you'll be there for her. Tell her she can call you anytime. She needs to know that you think she might be abused, that she made a wrong choice. But it's her choice after all. It's almost impossible to help an abused victim who doesn't want to be helped. I'm sorry it happened to you and to her, but this is what she chose. I'm worried about her and want to make sure she's safe and happy. How do I do that without overstepping or putting her in danger? Message her and ask how she is doing. Ask how the marriage is working out. There is only so much you can do as a friend that isn't a priority anymore. If there is signs of abuse, it will be obvious through the messages. This guy may be monitoring his wife's phone if he is very domineering, which it sounds like he is. So please try to have this conversation in person. But do continue to message her every day so she knows you haven't forgotten about her and that she can tell you if she feels like she needs an escape. Like the others have said, definitely keep in touch with her. Keep an eye out on her and perhaps even try to secretly tell her to say a safe word if she's in danger or if she is in distress. Also might be worth becoming a trusted person towards the new husband, so you can have access to the house and to her and to see if there are real life dynamics. Come from one of these cultures and my auntie was in a very abusive prearranged marriage. My mum essentially kept in contact with her in secret, sent cash secretly, created code words, but also my mum and dad created a fake friendship with her husband so it wasn't suspicious.